Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing my May TBR, so we're going to hop right into that. Before I get into the rolls, I wanted to do two things. One, I will tell you how I did last month, but the first one is to let you guys know, and I'm nervous to say this, that I started a Patreon. I have no expectations about how this is going to go, but I did want to let you guys know in case that's something that you want to support. There are two tiers. One of them is like a general support tier, but it also includes access to the Patreon feed, and it also will have an option where you can go to a shelf I have on Storygraph and suggest a book for a little jar that I'm going to do for this game. It's going to be my Patreon pick, so that's my owned TBR that I will keep updated as best I can, and you are welcome to pick a book and put it there in the comments if you choose to be a patron at that tier. And then the second tier is going to be just like bonus videos, essentially 1 to 2 videos a month. Who knows what those will be. I would love your input on that if you decide to join the Patreon. No pressure. There will continue to be videos here, the same things that you guys are used to seeing, so just wanted to tee that off real quick, especially because it does have something that pertains to this game, so that felt appropriate. Again, no pressure at all to join, but anybody who feels like doing that, I would be much appreciated. So that out of the way, let's jump into what I read last month, or how I did last month. All right, so I did pretty well last month. Two that I finished. So I finished Louise Erdrich, The Sentence. Wasn't my favorite from the Women's Prize list. I also read Wicked Things, which is not surprising at all. So that was one perspective and young adult. And then I did not even start the book that I got at the end of the game, which was Build Your House Around My Body, which I've already returned to the library. I'm still interested in reading that one, but since it didn't make the Women's Prize shortlist, I'm not really going to try to get to it right now. So I know the library has it for when I inevitably want to read that. Then for Project Backlist, I have started The Vault of Walt Volume 5, and to be honest, I'm kind of thinking that with this one and the other Vault of Walt I still have left, I may just go and read the stories that pique my interest and then be done with these, because it's getting to the point where it's just like a lot of kind of graspy things about Disney, and I don't know. I don't find it as interesting as the first couple were. And then higher than 4-star rating, I have Great Circle, which I am currently listening to the audiobook of. I think I'm like 15% into this or something like that, but I did start it. And then the last one was Contemporary, which I actually do not know what I chose for that. But I did read Ike Shara Wheeler, which is a contemporary book. So we're going to count it, even though I have no idea what I originally had chosen for that. So there is that. Not too bad this month. And yeah, let's jump into the rolls. All right, so we're going to be using the 8-sided die. So I have my 8 books back here. I will put a picture of them in here instead of trying to maneuver the camera. But yeah, let's roll and see what else we're going to be reading this month. I did just another, I guess, housekeeping thing. So I have decided to just keep it as I pick the books right now when I roll, mostly because I do find that it helps me feel like having a guided TBR helps me to like prioritize certain books. So yeah, I decided to keep it that way. I appreciate your feedback, and I never feel stressed about this. That's why I don't have punishments, because if I don't read the whole TBR for the month, it's no big deal. So yeah, here we go. Let's see what we're gonna get. Roll number 1 is a 6. And for that one, we have, ooh, Hoopla, which is my library's, one of my library's audiobook apps. We'll see what this gives us. Well, this has been sort of a mess. So the Hoopla one, my library's Hoopla one app has not a whole lot. So I'm going to continue trying to find something throughout the month that will fit this. But if I can't, then what I'm going to do is just substitute this for the Libby one, because there's a Libby card somewhere in here. Because I do have City of Dusk as well as the Book of Form and Emptiness on audiobook through the Libby app. So that's what I'm going to do for Hoopla. Next roll is a 3. And that gives us, ooh, that's a great one because that's super easy. Standalone. So next up may be slightly cheating because standalone, typically I think of standalone as fiction, but it could be nonfiction. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to read You've Changed. This is a memoir by a Burmese author. And I am so excited to read this. This was sent to me by Catapult, and I believe this comes out either in May or in June. It does not say, and neither does the press copy thing. So I think it comes out in June. I'll put it right here when this comes out. But this is going to be for standalone. Next roll is a 2. This is going great, guys. Going great. All right, we have Mysterious. So we'll go to Storygraph and see what Mysterious books I have. So for Mysterious, I went to Storygraph and looked at all the books labeled as Mysterious on my own TBR. And there actually weren't that many, but The Library of Legends by Janie Chang was one of them. And I have really enjoyed Janie Chang's other books. So I went with this one. This one has to do with books. That's where the library part came from. And then it also takes place during a war. So we'll see what that one's about. It's been a while since I bought that, so I don't remember a ton about it. Fourth roll is a 1. And that is, oh, okay, 10-decade challenge. This is a challenge that I don't even know where I saw this, but I have a list from the 10 decades, so we'll talk about this in a second. Then for the 10-decade challenge, I will put up here what I have for each decade. And I chose to go with Frederica by Georgette Eyre. I really enjoyed reading The Grand Sophie. And so I feel like it's time again to read another Georgette Eyre. And yeah, I don't know what Frederica is about. Strong and independent. And she never thinks about herself. That's what the back says. So we'll see. Fifth roll is a 4. And that is fantasy. Well, if it'll focus. Fantasy. For fantasy, I'm going with Legacy of Dragons Emergence, which is a self-published book by a local author that I've had forever, and my husband really has been getting on my case about not reading. This is also on my like read it or it has to go list because I've had it for more than 5 years. So yes, this one is going to be read this month. It is. I'm going to do it. I don't know what that's about. It's been a really long time. Sixth roll. This is a lot. Oh, an 8. All right, and we have Books and Tea, which is an Instagram scroll challenge. Editing Jenny here because I realized that I must not have actually filmed the part where I scrolled for like 5 minutes on Instagram trying to find a book on the Books and Tea, either recent or most liked, whatever they call that, ones, highest, I don't know, most popular. Trying to find a book that I both owned and have not read. And I'm not even kidding, I scrolled for 5 minutes and I could not find anything. So I ended up just redrawing the next card in the container, and apparently I didn't film that. I swear I did, but I cannot find the footage from that. So I got FOMO book, and that works out great because most of the books that I have like a fear of missing out are ones that I've seen on Instagram. So they kind of still go hand in hand, but yes, just needed that context because otherwise the next clip made no sense. So here we go. This is the book I picked for the new card for this one, which was FOMO book. FOMO book. I'm probably gonna regret this. But everyone is talking about it, and I was bummed it wasn't on the women's prize list because it would have forced me to read it. But I bought it. So I am going to be reading the love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois. And I am excited and also nervous. It's a multi-generational story. That's all I know. Seventh roll is a 6. And that gets us dark cover. Well, there we go. Dark cover. And then last but not least is dark cover, which I'm going to be reading Sisters of the Forsaken Stars, which is the sequel to Lena Rather's book Sisters of the Vast Black. Yes, Sisters of the Vast Black. It's about space nuns. The first one was fantastic. I read the first chapter of this, or like the first few pages of this in a try a chapter thing that I did but never posted. And yeah, I was really enjoying it. So this is going to be the one for dark cover. And last is an 8. So let's see. Oh no, Mr. Snaily lost his antenna. Let's see what that 8 gets us. All right, so the 8, that got Swimming Lessons by Claire Fuller, which I am stoked to read. I think this might be the next book that I read. I'm very, very excited. I have been a big fan of everything of Claire Fuller's I've read so far, so I am hoping this is just like that. This has to do with a woman that like goes missing or leaves or dies or something like that, and then like her husband and her kids keep finding notes in books that have to do with her disappearance. So yes, I'm very excited about this one. Here they are. Okay, yeah, so this is my stack for the month. Am I crazy? Probably. But I am going to be tentatively doing Read Everyday May again. So here we go. I am quite excited about this TBR, to be honest, even though it is quite intimidating looking. But we're gonna do what we can to read as many of these as possible this month. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, I've got my Patreon link down below if you are interested in that. I would love to have you. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.